Okay, Monday morning. We're starting off. So far today, we had one trade. Missed the first one. It was a nice little pivot here. So the entry was on this minute. Let's zoom in a bit. See, we've got the entry on this candle here. By the time I'd put my level in, this candle had already, it came up to pretty much the entry, which is great because it shows the strategy works. But it happened literally first couple of seconds shot up, and then 10 seconds later was already back down again. So by the time I'd input where I wanted to enter, because I was doing a limit order rather than just market entry, we'd missed it. So I left it there for a little bit, but it pulled away. Missed trade, but I kept it on there just for the stream so I could at least, monitor that it would have been successful. And then on this one, notice that after we had sort of come down, we were back in, it's effectively the middle of the range. So we got the top here and the bottom there. So we're like middle of the range. And the candles weren't really going anywhere. Just a little bit of up and down. And I was waiting for at least a break of a low or a high. We broke the low and we hit into this, so it's fair value gap perfectly. We got a really good bullish reaction from it. So put my entry in, and yeah, it took an extra few minutes to sort of break the range, but it did go eventually. Believe it or not, it was this candle here that shot down into my stop loss. It wicked all the way down to here and then closed back up bullish. It was that effectively that confirmed for me that we're on the right path after this bullish candle here. While we held through this sort of noise. And then as soon as we got nice bullish here, we got lucky and had another couple, but this was sort of like a confirmation that we're in the right area. And this structure break from previous low and down didn't seem very strong on this side as a resistance, just for the way that the candles reacted here. The volume, if you like, had kind of left a little bit, but it just continued down because it wanted to pick up from this order block initially. So on the way back up, we know that it's a bit weaker. Then I aimed this break here from where this wick was into this noisy area, expecting maybe another pattern like this to appear, but here kind of got it for a minute or two, but it didn't stay there for long. Dropped down, picked up off of this break from the range here. This one I missed. I wasn't looking at the chart, so I missed it, but that would have been a perfect entry. Again, big bullish reaction off the break here from a range, checked it, and as you can see, we've just been pushing up ever since, and now I'm back on the charts. So from about here to here, I've not been looking at them, which sucks really, because we could have had 3 great trades already today, and I know effectively could have signed off for the day, but we got 1. Good enough. And now we're back to waiting, and looking at where we are. I'm not quite sure now. This movement I sort of drew in from, I suppose, Friday at close. And this sort of flatlined as we pushed up. And then obviously this is the bit while I was asleep still in the morning. And I could see that this had been picked up and pushed up. This top here would have been liquidity grab. So I was expecting it to push up and break down, which is why we took this entry. Sadly missed the entry. That's why when we got that big reaction to push bearish, I was willing to sell into it. As for now, I'm not sure really. We're sort of checking back in against over here. But we might come back down as low as here, potentially. We'll see. Because we've checked once, we've checked twice. Like after we've broken it, we've got green arrows pushing up here and here with volume candles. So we'll see. So for now, yeah, just waiting. I mean, looking at this on the 5 minutes, the fact that we've kind of wicked into, it's a big fair value. I'll draw the box in there. That for accuracy there to match the indicator. So you can see how we've sort of closed and come back out of it. Not very green in the sense of the volume being bullish, but we've broken the fair value and we're checking back into it. Here we respected it and dropped, picked up, and then pushed back off. So it's still quite bullish. It's like lower, higher, higher, low, checked, and then pushed. So there's still a chance that we may push back in, potentially, into this one here. Although as order blocks, like this one, I'll zoom in a little bit. This order blocks where the arrows are. This one here, the wick on this candle has sort of cleared that. The wick on this candle has sort of cleared that. There's no untapped order block. Maybe here in this region, but you can see that this green candle here hit it and then reacted. So it's weaker, effectively. So there's a chance that we can come back to this one, but it has been tapped a couple of times. So we might end up with like a false, it's pushing down, a false like bearish move where we come down just to pick up anything that's here. But then by that point, that move down is actually quite a long way. We've got, for me, uncertainty. Although sell does look pretty strong now. Reading the chart, look at that for a sec. Ignoring indicators as per se, you could say this is the low, the order block that's been done, and then we've broke it. Although it's closed here, we've broke it. This candle now is just tapping into it. If this candle closes bearish, which it didn't, obviously, just thinks it shot up. If this candle had closed bearish, leaving that wick on that white line, you would see that that's like a break of structure to push down. If anything, that might be a change of character in terms of market structure. But this is exactly why you shouldn't always assume. Like if I just assumed, all right, yeah, quick firing, enter a short there. As soon as I started talking, say I'd clicked into the short, trying to catch the close of the candle, the last few seconds of that candle, bang, shot up. So I'd be in a loss instantly, hoping that this comes back down again. I might have even been unfortunate enough to get slipped in, fortunate enough to get slipped in, like say higher up for myself. I'm not as much in, but not worth the risk. Chase in that way. No. I'm trying to do. Oops. Oh, that should be okay. So checking on this chart, we can see that my feelings in terms of weakness from this left side, this bullish move up, are confirmed because the candles are pushing. To get a slight reaction here, as expected, because we had the order block and the check. We got a slight reaction, but the sell-off is just like, nope. There's not enough buyers in this area still. So the question is now, it's like, how far down do we fall? And yeah, I could have caught that. Like I said, you could trade it down to this point and just follow it in case it keeps going, but didn't really get a valid entry for my strategy. To visually see, yes, there's an entry here. This setup is perfect to say that you're going short. The way it's pushed up, we've had a check and then a lower check, and then we sort of attempted at breaking out, but it rejected instantly before it broke that high. Some people would say a slight head and shoulders maybe, like, and then this is the check to break. Lots of different confluences and confirmations to say that we're going short, and this would have been your entry zone. But it's not how I trade on this strategy. So yeah, although we have significantly slowed down on that candle to check here and here. Go back to 5 min. Yeah, so we're literally at the bottom of that fair value gap now. And also we've got one higher up on the 5 minutes that we've not, no, we've not tapped into. That will be at this level from this green candle here. 31.83, so we've not got to that yet. We've had the big sell-off to break, so we are likely to keep pushing because we've come back through. This was such a fast push. If anything, we're just coming back up to hit the structure for all the cells to just kick back in again. So really, we're trying to look for a sell, to be fair. Look for a sell and expect it to take some lows. There's a chance it might come to these highs, but I doubt it because it's pushing quite well now. It's just a shame I don't have any fair value gaps for this strategy that I can check to enter in. So like here maybe where it's pushed back up to check, you could say, but it's, yeah. Wasn't on there, so I didn't enter it, even though I saw it. Now I'm not going to chase, because at any point it could hit one of these levels in here and just be like, no, there's enough buyers, and then I'll just get bang, popped out. But it always feels like as soon as you don't chase, it keeps going, and then when you do chase, it turns back. Sort of a decent reaction there to push back up, but Like maybe we're looking for sell-off still. It's going to just funnel straight through all of this. How far down is it going to go? We need a big breakdown here, I think. We'll see. We've got 10 seconds on this candle to sort of close this low, but this low here is not really a key, because we kind of just, you know, little bounce and check. It's not really pushing though. Oops, give me the arrows on. Like here was a check. Looking left, kinda maybe, and then here. Just like an internal structure of uncertainty, I think, for that. If we get that break and the sell down, then it will be a place to look at the return to continue selling. And technically, we're in a short confirmation here. This wick closes bearish. This candle, sorry. It doesn't look it because it's a few seconds. Getting an arrow printing, so we'll see if that arrow stays there by the time the candle close, and then we'll have an entry. It's going bullish for now, so the candle's checking back in. In my mind, it's slightly weak. I'll probably only aim for a 3-to-1, just because this was a strong reaction and it was a check after a column, like a ranging consolidation. Yes, okay, we're starting to sell, push down. That's good. Arrows come back. Confirmation. If this turns pink, we'll look for our entry point somewhere. Okay. Candle stayed white. I think I'm going to set maybe here, cover this potentially. Where does that put me on my normal stop loss? Plenty clear of that, although we're right in the middle of a fair value. Right, where would we aim to? Here, maybe? Well, that's weak, so if we make it past that, we're going past that. This has been checked once, so yeah. $30.20.08. I mean, we could be missing this one, but a bit risk. We'll see what happens. We'll leave it there for a few minutes. If it starts to run, we'll just clear it off. I mean, if it okay, we've closed literally right on it. There's a chance it could come back in then. So this candle's reflecting that a minute. We've got 10 seconds left. We've got no real volume reaction. What could it be pushing up to check to? It could be here, maybe this low here. There's a candle close. Got a slight fair value gap to fill there, so we could come back up to here and then fill back down. Two sort of candles that have broke through these wicks of these green ones here on this side. We've got a wick and a bullish and a wick and a bullish. And these ones have just pushed through and pushed through. If this turns green, then I'll cancel this. Just because it's reacting a good sort of structure to take. Well, what we got? 15 seconds on that, so let's see how it closes. Breaking through in it, yeah. What do we reckon? Probably doing what I said, I just got my line in a slightly wrong place, maybe. What do we reckon? Looking at the charts. Here doesn't seem to be there. This could be the pullback for a bullish entry. glad I hadn't actually set that up yet, because that does seem to be wanting to carry on down. Let's catch the buy now. Let's go in now. Oh yeah, strategy, that is pivot engulfing candle is what we go for. So what level did we get in at? 23.21. Higher than I thought actually, but it's alright. Stop loss is set to that. Target at the moment 26.91. Let's review that on the chart. Are we okay with this? Input into the journal as soon as we're in. Pivot engulfing, 1 minute. Okay. There is a chance that this entry for a sell that I had is valid still. So I'm not rushing to be like, this is a guaranteed win. Bang, look at that jump down. Jeez, the way that closed. Okay. Part of me wants to just get even keener with the stop loss and just bring it right in now to break even, like a zero trade. But then equally, I don't want it just to check one more time and then go bullish, you know. So we'll hold for a loss if it happens. You do have to take losses. It's not all perfect. Just this bearish pressure's very strong. This check would have been our entry. This was a good order block, you see. Lots of volume there. It's not quite come back yet, but the selling slowed down. There's definitely a comeback going on. So it looks like we've entered into a hanging around pivot. No sell reaction. No sell reaction. Yes, that's what you want. Okay. Now let's look TP. Is 26 a good? We could aim actually to this. There's a gap between the candles. If we break clear of this, I'll review until this candle stays behaving, because at the minute that where our sell was. Now we've had the volume candle come back in and the sellers step onto it. Just riding it out. I can't remember what level I put it in at. Back here somewhere, wasn't it? Something like that. Either way, we would have been ticked into that trade right now, chasing a loss on it. I'm glad that's gone in the way that we read it. Comes from this reaction candle here. The setup is pushed down, almost like a doji, I suppose they call it, and then a nice engulfing reaction, checked and then pushed. That's why I didn't enter necessarily straight away, because I was waiting for that check because it came back so quickly. And then it closed bullish, bearish. Right, we're pushing. I'm going to move my stop loss, take profit up to 28.31 and stop loss 23.37. 23.37 for that. No guarantee that we're going to be smashing through, but say 28.31. Nice 50 pips if we hold this one through. But that's not a bad target to aim to be fair. It's at a little breaker structure. There is a fair value and there's a little gap between the candles. It might want to target that imbalance and it might just wick through it. If it just wicks through it, that will take us out. But given it's not green candles flying like here, boom, 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 or like here, kind of thing, I'll be following the stop loss up. Wait for structure, wait for the next breakthrough, push, and then just follow this stop loss up. Like I expect this area will be where I'll be looking to next. Because the wick of this bullish candle, let me just spin this out of the way. Woo. The wick of this bullish candle has been met by the wick of this bearish candle. So in terms of the imbalance, there's no fair value gap here, other than it being an order block down here. So if we see that check and bullish, we know that we can then bring our stop loss up. And that's also why the stop loss is below this structure still at the moment. Equally, if it comes down, doesn't respect here, and it taps in, we know its potential of it to carry on pushing through. It's like the probability is higher. That's why we just want to be safe. We get kicked out of the trade, roughly get a break even, and then maybe it will carry on shooting up bullish, but either or, managing risk. don't like this setup of candles at the minute, not going to lie. But it's better to be halfway up a trade and have some sort of stagnancy than to be on entry having it. So we'll take those wins. Look at 5-minute targets, see what we could be. Yeah, so we've respected that 5 minute, that's good. So we could maybe push to these highs, take the highs before we sell off. A long trade to hold though, possibly. None of these are like in volume. We are respecting this internal doji here. See? Right, let's put a little right for the heart of that candle. We want to be closing outside of this. What did I just do? Oh. The blue lines are the highs and lows. I did some down views, what areas to look for. Yeah, so if we can get in 2.5 minutes, if this 5-minute candle closes well above that line, I'll feel a bit more safe about my long position. Would kind of explain why we held up here, because there was indecision historically in this area. You can see bullish, indecision, selling, broke straight for it, bullish, indecision. And now it's the volume has kicked back in that way. What have we got? 2 more minutes. I think if this 5-minute candle closes below this line, I might just exit the trade. I don't want to wait for structure to push up, I don't think. We'll see. I'm going to get rid of this one though. I know where it is, literally through that. This candle makes the decision, essentially. So annoying. Literally closed just below it. Quite unsure, to be honest. It did close bullish, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bullish. That could just be a pivot, and then this one's just going to sell off the size of this still. We just hit this little this little section there in the sell-off. This is the structure being checked to carry on. Back to a waiting game, I assume. I might actually just be really aggressive with my stop loss. Bring it up to under this wick here. There's that 24.54. Let's do that. Pulled out at 52, but same difference. Really? Right. So stop loss is well up in the safe now. So if we're just making 5-minute top wick to sell off, we're secure, we'll be out, done with it. We push bullish, we're being aggressive at the stop loss, and we're safe. Yeah, like that. That's the 1-minute structure. Now, like I said about these fair values here that we kind of filled with these wicks, we're sitting just below that. So if it is going to come back through all of it, it's going to keep coming back through all of it. So I'm minimising break even, minimising the loss. Obviously it isn't a loss, but you know what I mean, loss of profit. Yeah. And by the looks of it, we are breaking this fair value bullish. It's good again. Yeah, again, well read. Nice little pivot there. Got ourselves into a good trade. Same about this one this morning. It would have been nice to tap into that one. I was on the charts since 7. I think I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Right. 3 minutes left on that 5-minute candle. I do think that we might be coming up to here, you know. Tempted to just be really like obnoxious with my take profit and just assume that I'm going to make it. And then follow the stop loss up. 34.50. 34.45 is where I've taken it to. There we go, that's 110 pips on that trade. It's obviously like an 11 to 1, given that we only risked 10 pips. I don't believe this is the case. I do believe that it has the capability to be so. We just got a lot to get through to get there. I feel like if we catch that to the top there, I might call it a day. Let's see where the actual fair value box is on that. Oh, my voice is achy today. There's a round actually there, isn't it? A long way off as well. It's the big structure from where we had the huge sell-off. Well, my TP is literally just below that. I think it's a fair cop because it might find an order block anywhere in here. It might even be here. There's a structure. Look with the arrows actually. We've got structure down, up, and then it's checked. A little bit noisy, but it checked, and then it sort of broke. So, like, white line is the structure. And obviously my TP is after that. Might leave that box on there for now. We're at TP before we moved because we're at that gap. We've wicked it nicely. Put that little gap in there with the box. Gap between the candles. Where my TP was in here. Now we're watching initial structure at this region. We've got a break point there, we've got a gap there, been filled, but fair value gap here that has been filled and broken. Like here. We could respect this, sell off, hit this, carry on bullish, stop loss moves up to below there. Could move stop loss to below there now actually, to be fair. And then I'm again reducing any risk of sudden reversal and having to wait for it to push deep, then I'm doing it, solid. $5.99 is where I've gone to. So I've aimed for just below these candles. I feel like if we manage to come and not respect this fair value gap, we break, we keep going anyway. I don't want to aim too close to it, just in case we tap back into these two. Live analysis hitting perfectly. And that's just beautiful, isn't it? Okay. Exactly what you want to see. You notice the imbalance, the gap, you know it's going to react. You notice the fair value gap that is breaking through and it's going to test. Literally hit that, pulled back, perfect wick into the fair value gap, fulfilled that, pushed, broke, and now we're pushing and breaking again even more. And then this, sorry, I've got a dog on the lap now. This original break here, it's been pushed through. So our first target, easily hit. And we're turning green. We just need to make this new higher high. React off it. Do you know what? I'm going to be aggressive with stop loss again. I'm going to bring it up to 27.70 odd. 2761 is where I've gone to, so I could very well be wicked out by this one. We're literally setting stop loss here. What are we at? I mean, that's 43 pips profit secure. Even if we slippage through down to here, we're still going to get about 40. I mean, that is a big reaction. I'm not going to lie, huge reaction. So now we've achieved 4 to 1. General target on the strategy is 3 to 1. So strategies perform perfectly. We're now just riding our profit for as long as we can up to these levels. Delete this fair value. I'll leave the box that's got the gap in it for now. And I'll leave my stop loss where we're at. There's a chance that we might struggle to push through, just because this was quite a clean sell-off, check sell-off. I'm hoping that there's nothing left in it and it breaks, or we could end up just having a bit of a fizzle out. I don't think I'm going to move my TP. Could chase the highs of Friday. We'll see. We'll see what structure we get when we break highs and we're pushing up to here. I might just be stupid again. Just aim for the highs of Friday. I can't see that happening. This feels too much travel unless there's a huge catalyst to push it. Although a full close now, 10% growth on account in this one trade. What's that risking? That's about 7 to 1 ratio is. Oh, I'm there. %. Christ. Oh, I'm trying to reverse engineer nonsense. What am I doing? So we're respecting that high. There's definitely an order block sitting on this level from these candles here. But we have tapped once, so we can push through. And if we do, we might be super aggressive and it might keep going. Chances of getting up to this one, that's been tapped a few times. If we go, it's probably quite weak, isn't it? So we might go all the way up. About here. like here looks like a good place to aim for. 40.59. I'm going for it. On 40.54, so I'll just match that anyway. Why not? Now we're at 17 to 1 on gold. Jesus Christ, it's like trading crypto. I need to securely break over this though. Remember, our stop loss is still trailed down here. We've not moved it up yet, so none of this bit is actually secured. But here we are at a bullish break, so we might come back and check and push. If we do, stop loss can come up. I'm going to get this off the candles for the minute. And I'm going to remove that box. I'm just waiting for this next structure to push up to here, and then stop loss will come aggressive again. Because here, being aggressive secures 10% account growth, one trade, and then we're good. The reason I'm not moving my stop loss just yet is I feel like we've not had a check to this bit of value gap. The reason I'm concerned by that is if it hits here and bounces down, it becomes weak. This becomes a bit of an order block. I don't want to lose that much profit just to see if it hits this, then get stopped out there anyway. But we're at a pivotal point here. From here up to there, we could turn at any price point. We could become bearish. Maybe it's worth going up to about 30.46 or so with a stop loss, which is like in line with the top of this. Yeah, maybe 2974 area. $29.64 is where we've gone to. Oh, so we've got that pullback. Quite a big pullback. I did want it to check into this fair value before it went too far, so we won't panic. Where did I put it? 964. Wow, it's a lot lower. There's a chance here we're going to be stopped out. We need a good bullish reaction. But like I said, at any point in this range, we could just turn bearish. Because it was the big pivot from Friday, when Friday had a huge sell-off. And you can see on the 5 minute we've hit it and we're selling off. Stop loss is very close to being hit. It gets hit. Now, bang on the money. Come on, show me. Just under 10%. Okay. I think that's it. I think we've hit our new high. We've closed pretty deep into that fair value. Next 2 minutes, need to push bullish. Again, being really aggressive with the stop loss. This was the order block, should we call it, that I was putting my stop loss into. Expecting that to be from bearish break into bullish, like this structure. It's a bearish order block, checks, drops, broke, comes bullish order block, carries on. There's no guarantee because this high is a very, very strong pivot, whereas this, in comparison, is very weak. It entirely depends on the nature of the market wanting to go up to strengthen this pivot. Definitely not over yet. This is the last minute on the 5 minute candle that's reacted off of this top point as well. This becomes very bullish. You can break back into it. I'll feel more comfortable. This holds its bearish nature. We might get another bullish push, which will be the wick of the next 5 minute candle, which should be an entry into short potentially. So again, we're just waiting for structure, waiting for confirmation. I think I'm going to close, in honesty. It's either going to hit me in the sense of my stop loss, or I'm just not going to be confident in the fact it's going to carry on and I'll just close the trade. Because it's a very sharp pivot on that 5 minute. Trade closed. Oh, we would have been out anyway. Let's push down a little bit further. Where did I close at? 972. pips. Now, yes, probably could have hit this top point, knowing that that's where fair value gap was, the breaker structure. Like, it's obvious when you look at it that this is going to be a pivot point. You have a sharp drop, a slow pull back to the structure break, which is the biggest fair value gap on top of an order block. And it's going to smash and bounce, and you're going to get that reaction effectively because you've got all of those sell orders just sitting there waiting for that reaction. But obviously on the flip side, if we have the bullish momentum pushing up long term rather than like intra, like I was looking at on the minutes, then this is kind of a weak order block because it's been tapped and emptied and all of the sellers have been in and taken profit potentially. And then these are the highs for the daily on Friday. And then that's the structure. Either or, I'm happy with that. More than happy with that little trade there. 65. Take the journal. Nice. So 81% we're on now. Blimey. Well, let's clear that one out. Keep both of them. This one would have been a nice one to hold on to, in fairness, because that did go really well. Okay, so we've been a bit quiet for the last 20 minutes or so. Nearly an hour actually. It's 11:30, that was at 10:30, so there 50 minutes or so. Just since this big rejection, we've had no entries to be sort of said of. It's slowly tickling down, but it's sort of, you can scooping background, so I'm expecting maybe a slight bit of range in, still sort of less volume, maybe a wick or two to take some liquidity out. It seems to be on the quiet side for now. Structurally it's like trending up. We've had fast and it's slower to come down, so you'd more likely to expect fast back up if it's to continue, that is. Because you see how when we get this consolidation and it like a waterfall and it drops off and falls, consolidation drops off and falls. We're not quite getting that here because we're still sort of scooping. Generally, so like here where it's coming down slow but it's scooping, you can sort of see it's not falling off, it's kind of scooping round. It ends up being a bit more bullish. Doesn't mean it's going to shoot up, but it ends up being a bit more bullish. Part of me feels like this is what's going to happen here, and we'll come up, hit this area. Either way, I mean, I'm happy for today. Shame we missed this trade here this morning. I was trying to do it from my phone rather than from the computer. Is more the reason why I, again, be quick enough to get in. It's the shame that we had, because it was such a sharp reaction, we didn't have time to wait. Like here, we had time to wait. Here, we had time to wait. Like we had two and a half minutes before we was in this entry. It was that one we had 10 seconds and we missed it. And again, this one would have been nice to catch. That one we would have definitely had at least like 20 seconds or so, because we would have seen that bullish one and seen it drop down. But wasn't even looking at the charts at that point, so miss for that, but win for this. Yeah, pleased for the day. Really pleased. Shape seems to be changing from like a curve like this to then shoot up. Now respecting highs and turning down. But we do have a pivot point here, don't we? Because in general it's quite noisy on the way down, not falling fast. Patience. Patience paid off today, that's for sure. Trying to get small bits of volume coming in, like we're getting a bit wicky in the sense that maybe something sort of like the spring is coiling up to break somewhere. This might be a low here, but then that could have been a low there, so still waiting. Oh, no. We could potentially be in new trade coming up here. Not going to force it though. Right, look at that. See, there we go. Right down. Yeah, so when this little springed area changed the shape from like scooping back up to pushing down, that was the confirmation to say we're breaking down. Nice to see that, noticing that was correct. Obviously not an entry for us, but having this push now is an entry here. Technically you could say that this fair value was actually an entry. That would be from this side. Get that right. Would have been that small fair value there. Didn't actually show up on the chart, I don't think. Where we closed would have actually been a reversal entry. We could have caught that all the way down. Just didn't show up. Maybe I should have been paying more attention. Come on. Same again here. That would have been perfect there to drop in to continue down. Too quick. That's fine. Got the ATR set higher, which is likely why these smaller ones don't show up even though they're accurate, I generally use a bigger fair value gap as my target entry for signals, which would make sense because this is actually quite a small range. This is a small range. Generally, on such a low time frame like the minute, the small ranges don't necessarily, I mean, continuations are more likely to be correct. The pivots, I think, are the ones that are more likely to be weaker. Continuations are quite good, but then I use those continuations when I'm in the trades to follow the stop loss up and push the take profit further. I'd use them as an entry if I was in the mood for sort of chasing, maybe. Here, we come back this way. We do have a fair value there. See, from this. Yeah. So we could be checking and continuing there, see? Back here. We've had a few of them. Each one of these was a fair value gap in respect. But got noisy and stuff, so I feel like maybe if I didn't have such a good morning so far, I probably would have pushed the analysis on that to find that short trade in there somewhere. Again, it's obvious in hindsight for a lot of people. But I believe that I would have found a short in there if I hadn't had a trade yet today, definitely. Right now, I'm not so keen on pushing it in just because this is very strong. That's a fully engulfing. We've got a double wick bottom, which I generally used to trade this actually. A double wick bottom, strong push down, followed by a strong engulfing push up. They're both coloured as well, so the volume is like I'm here, then it's hit a certain price value and pushed. But to take a short on this fair value, so even if you aim for the middle mark of it, for me is too high risk, because the bullish momentum is likely to push further up until we find enough sell pressure, which could be the top of this candle. By that point, my tight stop loss might have been knocked out. And it looks to be making some top wicks. That's a bearish closing candle into a fair value gap. We've got a wick, a taller top wick to clear liquidity, which matches this low, and now we're making another wick sell off. So that is a continuation entry there. And there you go, there's the big volume candle. Okay. Interesting, isn't it? Getting close to that US maybe. Early morning traders, UK afternoon traders. Yeah, so I was right. This is our entry there. If I was looking for it, I'd have been in on this candle before it closed. Probably as when it initially pushed up. So it'd be around here would be my entry. Stop loss. Yeah. And 3 to 1 at least would be there. This is the trade that we would be in. Just run a mock test. I'm not in it, but Just sitting here looking at this that I've drawn in there. And the touch point to continue is literally 50% of the fair value. 50% of the fair value. And this one broke deeper in. It's funny, but these ones 50%, 50%. You could have entry on the bottom, like say within sort of 25% of it, and as long as your stop loss is above it, you'll be safe. And then something like here, you probably would have been stopped out if you'd only just gone above it. I feel like that's why you read the chart. I don't know, I'm sharing that just in a monologue while I'm sitting here thinking. That seems to be moving. Maybe I should have taken it. Never mind, eh? looks as though maybe it was wrong. This was a strong order block candle pushed up, and that is a pivot point that I would have traded, so it's probably made an order block. Might get rid of these, I don't like them. History on there feels messy. Yeah, you could say like that. There's an order block, like a supply demand zone, just below here, which stems all the way back from. Whoa! What happened there? The mouse jumped. Stems all the way back from here, maybe here. Obviously that's against my strategy, but I can still use the knowledge of knowing how it works. Not against my strategy, it's not my strategy. To be honest, if I was in this trade, I would have closed it up. Probably booked it as a break even if this now just decides to plummet. I wouldn't really care. Definitely have not in it. Let's delete it anyway, because we're not had a trade, are we? Get rid of that as well, because that's nothing to do with anything. This side numbers. Right. Oh, yeah. We would be heading towards a loss if we'd be actually trading it and trying to keep it open. It's partly why, like I was explaining about this continuation pushed out from here and then this continuation pushed out from here. I tried to set the ATR a little bit bigger. I tried to just wait for mumbling stuff. We will just see what happens. Maybe it is. Still selling off, look. It's not my thing, really. I mean, it is a nice break because we've had such low volume sort of consolidation coiling to break one way or the other, and then we had a good bearish candle, made a massive gap. So this line here would be a good entry for a sell, but I'm just not too keen on it. I've had like what, 1, 2 there, maybe 3 or 4 chances to just click sell. We're potentially getting got a break here. Potentially getting a bullish move here. Yeah, not sure. Okay, it's already moved. Expecting it to maybe come back down into here, but then it has matched that wick there already. So we may have missed that entry on that. See, if it comes back down towards that wick, I'll hit it into a buy. I've only had the break at the minute. Entries generally are on the retest of their values, not just the break. Be a false break. What I'm looking for is we've had this fair value that's been made here, but our break of the fair value, it may come up to this sort of order block, sell off, and then we want a confirmation where it comes back to here. Have a confirmation, and we can continue up. Keep our eyes on it. Does feel like this sell order is empty now though. There you go, look at that. Wow, that's a jump, isn't it? Jesus. Even made a little gap there. Yeah, I believe that this sell order is completely empty now. This one's they're consolidated, but it's just free breathing room for it. So we're looking potentially, if it's the pivot, it's going to be here. For me, I'm waiting for that check back. Given that this would be my target as well, I feel like we're too far up. Like if I enter here, even if I waited a minute, my stop loss is, you know, this is where I want my stop loss, somewhere down here. Far too big. Just to aim here. But really, I want my entry point to be, if it is here, fair enough, but really I want my entry point to be like down here. And then that's a good 3-to-1. It would seem that this tiny little box there that I'm drawing in between these two wicks, when this one came down, after we got a break, that would be your entry. But to my strategy, for the way that I trade with it, I need it to come back, confirm. And I suppose you could say that that wick down was the back to confirm. As it broke and then it wicked, confirm, gone. It doesn't quite meet all of the rules exactly. Watch that candle suddenly go bullish. So yeah, I feel like, you know, the boat's being missed on this move. That's our 3-to-1 already, in the sense that we would be 3-to-1 secure profit no matter what happens now. But still waiting. And just from where it's so slow to come down, it's probably going to be quite fast to go up. Maybe feels like it, you know, fast up, slow down. this had a sudden drop for like liquidity, but it was fast up. Then we had a fast down, and it's gone slowly, but you can see it's bursting, and that's where the change is. So it's fast down, ranged, and then it bursted up, slow down, bursted up. It's not an exact science, obviously, with the candlesticks that make random patterns, but as a general mean, you can see momentum of the charts. Okay, so we've got a big pivot there, high volume, push down. There it goes, push down, yeah. Cool. Not engulfing, but it is a high wick. There's a high wick on this order block. Not as high as I thought it might be, but it is on this order block. I don't want it to be too strong. I do want it to come back down again. Even if it's this level rather than this level. What we're looking at, if I get in back here. Oh. No. What are you doing? Oh my Christ. Yeah, it's around there somewhere. Brings the front, centre the back. Quite like it being at the back, to be honest. I like the charts over the top of it. I just had to adjust it because I just put it up clicking the wrong things. Oh yeah, so wicked up, sold off, wicked up, sold off. It feels like it wants to be bullish. And this is just picking up odd orders. I do want it to be lower. It'll be hard because I think it might bounce, I think it might long wick. And our entry is going to be back up here again. At that point, I don't know whether I'll chase it or not. Just because we're getting into like US Open territory. And I've explained previously, size of the candles and the volume gets too big and too high respectively for me in the way that I trade with such a tight stop loss. I have more risk of getting stopped out just on a candle generation. I tend not to trade the American hours unless I have a clean entry and I've spotted it, then I might sort of come in on it and then I know I've caught the bottom. Yeah, I think we've missed this move. Would have been this little wick here at the start of it. Stop loss now would be up here above this range, but securely still below the noise of these order blocks. If it's shot down, we've won about 50% of our normal, so maybe like, I don't know, 15 pips or so. Hard to know at the minute. The volume's kicking around, isn't it? Watch it for a little bit longer, and that'd be it. Okay, so we're getting actually a continuation confirmation here. Where does that put if we take that? I don't particularly like it, I'm not going to lie. Stop loss isn't low enough. I'd want my stop loss here. Probably want that to be my entry. Seconds on this candle. If it doesn't turn green, it's not a full valid entry anyway. And there's a chance that for it to come down and get us into our entry, it would break that fair value gap, which would be deleting that arrow. this earlier. I'm looking and we've got this wick and then this wick. Why am I using boxes? So right, I'm making a mess. Sorry. So the wick of this candle and the wick of this candle has closed the fair value gap within like a bullish one. Saw it earlier. I can't remember where I was drawing it. Do we take this? Take this. I'm really unsure, you know. I don't think it's safe. Look into this one maybe then instead. Just wasn't the right setup. Like here might not be bad because there's a gap there. Stop loss would be middle of the range, but we could try it. Oh, we've missed it. Okay, you missed it. Might push back down again. Let's see. I'll try it. 26.52. Okay. Order is placed at a 3-to-1. Safe enough, doesn't it? 30 pips for the day, that's for sure. I prefer not to lose the 10, even though in comparison it's terrible, but okay, so now this one is a live trade if it hits. Right, where was this wick to wick that I was talking about earlier? One similar there, but that's not what I was talking about. This one? Might have been this one. Oh, we've missed it. It's going already. Look. See that white line jumping up? Yeah, I did think the way this acted so sharply for that we'd missed it. I'll leave it there for a couple more minutes. Technically, we haven't actually had to check in the bounce to get any sort of confirmation. Like here, down here, we get the confirmation arrow. Because the break happened like from here. This one broke, confirmation arrow, confirmation arrow. Whereas here, we've had from here, and we've had the break. So that's very similar. Draw range box. And in say like it's a double bottom design, yeah. Range box. In, down, up, down. Break. We've got it. Here's the retest. This bit we haven't had the retest. Again, this trade here that we called, that was very messy. I took so many drawings and stuff on it, but that was this candle here. What I was talking about with the wick just came back to match it. That was that entry there. Coming back down. The market is telling us we're coming back down. Let's leave this up. I don't like too many drawings. I don't mind while I'm explaining and teaching, but while I'm watching the chart. Let's see what happens. Looks to me like we're going to get potentially stopped on this one. I feel like it's going to want to come back down to here. well with this, really. Look, build a block that it's approached and respected. That's good. Okay. Big lines there. Holding the floor here. So what have we got? We've got a little pool of liquidity that sits here by this gap. I reckon we could wick in into the trade, pushed up long. Nice win. Nice win. Yeah, why not? Ignore the fact that it's looking bearish. Making assumptions rather than following rules. We feel we're going to need a candle close probably bottom of here to ensure that we're wicked in fully given the spread. Very close, not quite there. Where is it? Oh, no. Hang on. Ah, yeah, yes. Oh dear, well, we're in anyway, so I don't need to worry about that now, do I? Bid and ask is in. Now we just need a strong bullish reaction off of that. But my fears could be correct that it's looking for this one. I'm going to get rid of the bid and ask lines now because I don't need it, given that we are well past it. I'm going to do it, look. Take you straight out. And we're gone. No? Yes. Right, update. This is why you wait rather than make assumptions, you silly boy. Yeah, up there. It just re-enter into a long. Gets back to that. Woohoo! There he goes. Was silly of me to make the assumption it was that one rather than this one. This is the break and that's the recheck. I literally drew this pattern bounce and recheck there, and that's exactly what this was here. Oh, yeah. I mean, we've made our money back, so we're all good. As long as we're close anyway. You've got a closing profit. Some feelings going up to there, possibly. Made a lower high, get an order block, done. Range, order block, bounce, high. Range, bounce, high. Might aim up there, you know. At 34, 43, 45-ish eventually. We'll watch to see what happens here first. We need to make sure that we're out of this mess. Where do we reckon? Yeah? Yeah, 34, 32 seems like a good catch. Like I say, we've still got a break this anyway. Like these are hopes and prayer TP kind of thing. This is like reality takes some resistance or whatever, but if we break it, we should be good. We've got a few order blocks here, but I like to think that it's going to do the flip and just go straight through it on this side. We just got to break clear of it. Stop loss 25.80. We've moved to pretty aggressive, to be honest, given that we've just done a bit of a silly move, but secure in that. Oh, that's gone quite bearish, isn't it? Maybe it's just checking into these gaps. really. We do have a big bullish push, but it's doing the opposite. I mean, it's pushed past the structure break. It's checked back to the structure break and the top of the range. Generally is the sign of continuation. It's now checking a fair value gap. Bearish to bullish fair value gap. Same as here. Bearish to bullish fair value gap. So this needs, got 25 seconds, 20 seconds. This needs to be the upside. Confirm that move. I think otherwise I might just nip out. At the minute I've covered my loss for this stupid assumption. Okay, play bullish. I'll turn green. Oh dear. Turn green at all, but no. Right, he's out. It's really about there. I made back about half of the loss on that. Yes. Really. I don't know why. I don't know why I do it. Be patient. You watch this thing go now. Right. So let's. I think I'm going to call it into the stream, to be fair. Like, I'm done for now. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of that as well. Yeah. That'll be that for the day. Clear them off for today as well. I don't need them anymore. And yeah. Not sure, next one might be tomorrow. We're not sure. Either or.